Hi everyone, Jane here. Thank you so much for watching today and welcome to you all. Today I felt like doing some abstract art and I'm working in the Etchr Everyday Sketchbook. This is the B5 size and it is the cold press watercolor paper. It's 100% cotton and I really do love working in this sketchbook. In fact, this one is another one that's nearly at the very end, so that's quite exciting for me. I've gone from being like not having any finished and now nearly finishing two in a short space of time. I am masking off because one of my favourite ways to do abstract journaling is to do a grid. It's a really easy way of getting your mediums down and it always looks fab once you remove the tape. So the tape is blue painter's tape. The tape on the outside is Scotch painter's tape, which I just get from the DIY shop. And the thinner stuff is sort of just a blue one that I've bought online in packs with all different thicknesses. So for a change, I thought I'd use my Rosa Gallery watercolours. Now I do find these are a little bit sticky even when they've dried. So I know that some people have said about maybe not using them in travel palettes and things, because they do keep that stickiness, but I don't overly mind it, but it's just something to be aware of if you do get these paints. Now these were in tubes that I've put into my palette. Well, most of them were tubes and the bigger ones you can see were a set that were bought as an actual set of panned watercolors, and I've decided to go with this sort of blue and pink and purple colour scheme, and I will list the products I've used and all the colours I've used in the description box, but I did go for Violet Quartz, Madder Rose, Cerulean Blue and Nightfall Violet, and I'm just being really random and just putting the colour down, but I do like to try and get something in every box. Then I wanted to do some mark making, so I'm going in with these are the Copic Acrea acrylic markers. They come in different sets, or I think you can buy them open stock. This is, I think it's the deep set these three come from, and the colours I chose were dark rose, pansy and peacock green, and I chose them to roughly go with what I'd already put down, and I'm trying to do tone on tone here. So I decided to do little circles of pink on the pink parts, and you will see in a minute that I do try to do some purple, which doesn't quite work out to start with, but I do go back and persevere with that in a moment. So to start with, I did actually forget that I needed to shake these pens up. So I started and then realised I hadn't shook them up properly or primed them. Now this is the Pansy, and I was really struggling to get it to work, and I realised after a little while that I think it had slightly dried up. I don't know whether I've not put the lid on properly, so I cast it to the side and decided to go in with the Peacock, which was a lot better. So this one I'm just doing some lines on the blue parts. Now I know I didn't choose a blue, it's peacock green, although I think it's got more of a sort of tealy colour to it, but I didn't want to do exactly blue because the only other blue I had in the Copic Acreas was the indigo, which I felt would be too dark. I wanted these colours to really blend into the colours already down. But this is why I sort of said this is no pressure abstract, because you just do what you feel. And I got a lot of inspiration from Denise Love, whose channel I will link in the description box below. She is fantastic with her abstracts, and a lot of the techniques you see here, a lot of the things I do are sort of influenced by her. And here I've gone back in with that purple, that pansy, and what I did was, I don't know whether you're meant to, so please don't do this, check out whether you're meant to, but I did dip the tip in some water just to get it going, and actually I think it did work. But I'm really just dabbing the pen on to make dots rather than trying to do anything, more substantial with that pen. Then I decided that I wanted to have a bit of gold in here. So this is the Kuretake Gold Ink that I've placed into a Fineliner bottle. A lot of people ask me about these Fineliner bottles. I just got it from Amazon. So if you just type in Fineliner Applicator bottles, you will get a selection. You might get these ones on there. They come in different sorts of shapes. I can't remember what size the tubey bit is, but it's the one with the like a blue tip to it. And I got 3 in a pack, so I've put this gold in one, I've put some glue in another, and I intend to eventually get the silver Kuretake ink as well. Now I wanted to add in some darker areas to this, so I'm going in with this Faber-Castell Pitt Graphite matte. It's got lots of words. Let me have a look on my list. Pitt Graphite matte. Oh, I was right. Pencil. It's a 14B. I do have a black wing, but I actually prefer myself this pencil. I find it more matte and I find it darker than my black wing. I don't know if I've got the wrong sort of black wing pencil, but I like this one. And it's a really bold colour, black. And I'm just doing different sorts of marks amongst the gold. So I'm trying to keep it in with the gold. I want that black and gold sort of theme going on. I feel like I was saying something earlier and now I forgot, and I got distracted and sidetracked of what I was saying. But I think I was saying about the no pressure part. Doing these grids is just meant to be, for me, a bit of fun. I want to experiment with my colours, experiment with my products, like this in particular, this pencil. I don't use this pencil very much, so it's nice to be able to get it out and have a go at using it. And just by doing things like this, it gives you the confidence then, I think, to use these products in maybe a more finished piece, or a more sort of I can't think of the word, where maybe you're trying to do more something that maybe you're going to put on a card, or you're going to put on a canvas, something like that. Now I'm going in with the Arrtx marker. I just wanted to put a few little darker, bolder marks onto each of the squares. Now, although I am very abstract when I'm first putting the colours down, I do like to make sure there's something in every square. So I'm sort of abstract and random, but also sort of thinking things through a little bit. So now I am going to use a stencil. Now I was just sorting through, these are all my little stencils. I do love using these because they're just quick for me to grab, and I just, as I'm going through, I'm picking out things that I might use so that I can find the one that I do want. And I wanted one with this slightly smaller pattern in it, so I'm going in with the Amsterdam acrylic paint. This is titanium white, and I'm just stippling it through in just a little place on each of my squares, because I wanted to make sure again that every square had something in it. It's just the way I like to work. You don't have to do it like that. You could, if you watch Denise Love's channel, you'll see that she's very much more a go with the flow than I am. I am probably a little bit more pernickety about where I'm putting things, perhaps. I don't know, but however you find to do it is what is right for you. And just because I'm using these materials, these colors, any material, any mediums, any colors, you could do this with anything. And having that grid down just gives you a bit of freedom to just go with the flow. And then when you do take the tape off, it just, that pop of white border around each of the areas just, I think, makes it come alive. And almost whatever you did at this, to your spread, it's going to look good with those borders, I think. So here is my finished abstract art, my grid journal. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love it if you could subscribe as well. And if you see that hype button, you may or may not, I never know where these hype buttons pop up to, please do hit that hype, and it helps to promote the video further as well. And at the end you will see a list of my super supporters. These are my YouTube members, and an extra thank you to them as well for all their support. And so until the next time, bye bye.